Guy in the chat donated $3.33. Mods, please can
That
you
would be
post
its
the
poop,
porn
wouldn't it?
link that Artosis is talking about so we know what we're supposed to avoid? I hate to break these porn link rules and would appreciate the help. There's so many porn sites on the internet, so I want to know what to avoid.
Avoid all of it, man. All right. Here we go. In the top left, we have Wayne. And in the bottom right, we have Trigger. All right. So, you know, Wayne versus Trigger is a pretty solid match. Wayne's been doing very well overall in the cups. He has a lot of wins over the Korean pros. Occasionally, there's been off race, like last week, Dark played Protoss against him, and he did 2-1 Dark's Protoss. But there's been weeks where people played their main race against Wayne, and Wayne has won. So, you know, just to mention, he's doing very, very well in the cups. I think Trigger is still a stronger player.
Anonymous
but
donated
he's a good one.
$3.33. Me worms, chgloomy berms, me worms, chgloomy berms, me worms, chgloomy berms, me worms,
Gloomy Berms?
me worms, chgloomy berms, 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 me worms, chgloomy.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Very appreciated. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is early game PvZ, so we're kind of waiting right now to see what happens after the cybernetics core. Not a whole lot to discuss before that. I do want to just give a little shout out here that we have a new YouTube channel for the StarCraft 2 casts, and there might be some other casting going on that in the future as well. We'll see, but yeah, Artosis Cast 2. You can use the command StarCraft 2, and it'll give you a link to that YouTube channel. Mapu's doing quite regular uploads to it. So, yeah, if you're missing any of this StarCraft 2 action, definitely check it out. Give it a little subscribe. Yeah, and thanks. So, well, we're still waiting for that cybernetics core to finish. I tell you, this is like, it doesn't matter how many workers you start with. It's like, you gotta wait for that to finish to see what the game's gonna look like. So it is gonna be a Stargate. And yeah, see, there's the Adept, and here's the Stargate. Very, you know, easy to tell when the warp gate does not start. And, excuse me. Had a long day. We have that third hatchery starting at the natural. You know, Wayne was forced by that early probe block to build his first hatchery on his third base location. So that does split up the creep a little bit more, which allows the Adept plus Oracle combination to maybe have a little bit of potential to deal extra damage. So the Adept kind of shading in there, trying to check what's what. Stargate going to be finishing. I'm sure a second gate will get started here momentarily. Oracle on the way. And, you know, still just poking here. Trigger hasn't found any damage as of yet. Gets that second gateway. Third Nexus should be coming up relatively soon here for Trigger. And, you know, a little group of Lings coming out here to see what's going on. And he's just going to be able to surround and kill off this Adept. The Oracle is actually flying back. But, I mean, it can force the Lings away, but he doesn't even turn it on. You know, he's waiting for a commitment. And, you know, that's not a full commitment, but Wayne snags the other probe. So he's killed an Adept and 2 probes here and really slowed down the third Nexus. Third Nexus should be like 25% of the way done at least right now. So that's actually a pretty solid Zergling harassment from Wayne. And not just that, the Oracles haven't gone across the map and killed drones. So, like, so far as the early game goes, it feels like Wayne does have maybe a slight advantage, but these Oracle runs are going to be important. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. Takes some pretty severe hull damage, but gets 4 drones, so not a bad first pass. Another Oracle coming in. Goes up behind, but actually with 3 queens standing there, takes some pretty severe damage pretty darn quickly. The other Oracles look like they wanted to pop in and deal some damage, but yeah, this Oracle harassment is falling a little bit flat here for Trigger. Don't think he's going to be too happy about the way that it's going. All right, flies in once again, goes after queen here. Okay, snaps a queen. Loses one of the Oracles. That one was actually trying to run away, so definitely a bit of a mistake. Flies over the Spore and queen with that one for another drone kill. Yeah, Trigger not really on top of this Oracle harassment, to be honest. It's not going all that well. You know, that's a somewhat defining moment of these early PVZs, or I guess the early mid-game of PVZ. Now Wayne continuing to expand, pushing out his creep a bit. Little group of Stalkers walking out, +1 in Blink. Not done as of yet, but it looks like he wants to put a bit of pressure on anyways. I don't think there's any danger in him walking out like this. By the way, the Hydralisk Den is coming up while he's getting these Roach upgrades, so it'll be interesting to see if he wants to go Roach Hydra. We have seen that a little bit. Or does he want, like, for instance... Ooh, it's a little bit sloppy. Does he want... to maybe go for like very quick lurkers? That would be weird. Normally we see people hold lurker tech until Hive. So I do wonder about that, and I guess we'll see in a minute. All right, Stalker's coming in to the side, and he's just trying to force some units right now. And it is specifically for Hydras. Now, to be fair, Hydras got buffed. There are 2 upgrades to speed and range upgrades have been combined, taking down a good amount of time. That's a bad way to say it. So basically, they upgrade quicker now. So like the combined time to get your Hydras actually up to where you want them is significantly faster than what it was before. That's what I should have said. So, you know, I feel like, you know, that might open up Hydras being really reasonable in a situation like this. We'll see about that. Now, a Phoenix being made, that's kind of interesting. Now, I'm not sure if that's to maybe patrol looking for overlords, or maybe he thinks Spire might be on the way. I'm not entirely sure. It might have to do with the fact that he's seen Lings and Roaches together defending. When you see like the Roach count as being quite low, and then there's a bunch of Lings with them on your first attacks, you have to think in the back of your mind that it could be Spire. That's actually one of the tells that it can be, because you don't see a lot of gas being spent by Zerg. So I feel like that might have been what that was. I'm not entirely sure. It could just be to hunt for overlords that might put a Nidus up, that type of thing, or a drop. He sees the Hydras now, so of course he knows at this point absolutely not going to be any sort of Mutalisk play. Now, this attack comes in. The Hydras have pretty darn high DPS here. They're about to have their Groove Spines upgrades. Not done quite yet. They have their speed, but not their range. The Phoenix not really helping very much here, and it looks like that 4th base probably not going to be held. Nice stack here from Wayne. All right, so Microing back right now, loses that Colossi, unfortunately. Backing up into his Photon Cannons. Another Colossi comes out. Thermalance is about to finish, but has not finished as of yet. Needs to pull that Colossus back. Yeah, that gets targeted down in a matter of seconds. Phoenix coming up, trying to throw down a lift. A lot more Roaches coming as well. Is Trigger going to have enough to hold this? I think he's going to have just barely enough with his Stalkers. Dude, the Hydras have added a lot to this attack. If this was just like a Roach Ravager attack, I don't think it would have done anywhere near as well. The DPS output plus the range, when that range was done, really making a big difference, picking off the Colossi especially. Now, does Bile down that overcharged cannon? I mean, not cannon. Oh my god. Overcharged shield battery. And Trigger calls GG, so Wayne gonna take game 1. Not bad. Kind of cool to see the new Hydras being used.